All right, Happy New Year from DLS Wave. It's been a while since you saw us back on the screens, but we are back nonetheless. So let's jump right in. The convention, Ghana, our motherland. We can never stop talking about it. I know you guys think we talk too much about Ghana, but that's where we're from, so we cannot help it. But as time goes on, we're gonna broaden our discussions and get everybody involved. But today we're gonna talk about Cheddar, right? The man of the year.
The man behind the mask.
I think the man of the year. Yeah, he's still the man behind the mask. So he was trying to get together some of the prominent speakers in Africa, Julius Malema, Arikana Kwao, and was it PLO Lumumba. And then at the 11th hour, the whole thing got cancelled by the local government. So everybody's asking why? Why that particular time? Why were they giving the green light? And at the very last minute, the plug got pulled out. So, yep, talking about this on DLS Wave. All right, so as usual, I'll take it from my right side. So your thoughts. First of all, your thoughts before I follow up with any questions. Your thoughts.
Well, from my side, I think it's a big disappointment and a big disgrace for Ghana, because I think Ghana has always been looked up to as the big brother, just for the fact that we're the first to gain independence under sub-Saharan Africa. And most of these personalities are usually very excited when they are supposed to host or attend programs in Ghana, because they always quote in their speeches and all that Ghana is sort of the cradle of African independence. And they were really excited to have this start. I'm pretty sure it was going to be something that was going to go on for a long time. So they were excited to have it started in Ghana. But unfortunately, it was cancelled. And I think it's just really unfortunate. It's a disgrace for Ghana. It's an unfortunate situation for the whole of Africa, because I think what they were onto was something that was going to be good to spare up the youth to take up the responsibility. So, yeah, it's really unfortunate.
So basically, you think they should have gone ahead with the program?
I think it should have gone ahead. I mean, I don't know what happened along the way and why it was cancelled, but I think it should have gone ahead, because from what the organizers were saying at the press conference, it seemed like it wasn't political. According to them, it was a sort of a convention to encourage, to motivate the youth. So if it was based on if what they are saying is true, then I think they should have been allowed to go on, because what the youth we really need now is the motivation to be able to take up the mantle to help the continent grow. So if I'm basing it on what the organizers said, then it should have been allowed to go on. Like I'm saying, I don't know what intel went on behind the scenes, but based on what the organizers said, I don't think it should have been cancelled.
So let me follow up with you on that. So based on what he's saying, I don't know if you agree or disagree.
I totally agree with him.
Okay, so the point is, you think if somebody's planning to inspire a group of people, motivate them, encourage them to pretty much stand or oppose you think that's good? Is that something you would allow?
It is not necessarily to oppose somebody. We are in a democratic country. Everybody have the right to organize their stuff. I have some few questions. If you know the message, they came with you with the message that this is what we wanted to do on this date, and this is how we're going to go about it. You gave them the license to do so. They planned for months, maybe a year. We don't know, but let's say it's for months. And then the time that just some few minutes, you bring in police, and it sends a very bad picture of the kind of governance or government we have.
So have you never changed your mind about a situation?
You can't
at the very last moment you're like, oh shoot, that was a bad idea.
Yes, you have every right to change your mind if you feel something is not right. But this year in particular, and the program they were going to do, it is easy as a sitting government. People will just point a finger at you and say, listen, you are threatening. You understand? Although I feel this force is not that great a force now as in to affect the coming election. You understand? So yes, you can change your mind, but what they were coming to do, I don't think it would have had any huge effect. Because yes, people follow. We see, listen, the country, as in Ghana, we all know it is two political parties, either the MPP or the NDC. So if somebody is going to break in, it will take huge efforts, and it will not take 7 months or 8 months or 9 months to election before somebody would break that force, as in the MPP and the NDC. It would take time. So I don't see what they were coming to do as a threat, but I feel whoever went ahead and gave the command so that they stop, it is just sheer power.
Okay, so I just like following up with whatever you guys are saying. So he's trying to say the force is nothing to really kind of get worried about right now. Right. So example, if you have a little worm messing around on the ground, right? It's gonna grow up to become a snake. So wouldn't you rather just crash and squash it before it becomes a snake?
Well, I think yes. If I'm a government in power, or if I'm somewhere in a position of power, I will in some way feel threatened, no matter what. But I think that it is also, if we even take the political option aside, or political side of it, put it aside, and look at just the security agencies. These approvals are usually given by the police or the CID, whatever, who are still under the police. I think that if someone applies for a permit to host a program, you should do your due diligence before you hand out permits. Not because money is coming in, you just hand out a permit. Did they do that? Did they follow that process? That's one. And if they, at the 11th hour, cancel the program, what reason are they giving? I didn't see any reason given why the program was. Is it a threat to security? Is it a threat to presidency? Is it a threat to our democracy? There was no reason given. It was they just said that the program has been canceled.
Yeah, I think there was an official newsletter sent out saying that it was because there was a last minute government something about to happen on the same ground. So
that is not enough reason.
That is not enough reason. And we know, what I'm saying is the sitting government, first and foremost, it has a bad image on the country, and then also the political party. And if I was if I'm in that political party and in government, whoever made that decision, I'll be extremely pissed because already, let me explain this way.
Yeah,
already, Ghanaians are kind of, quote unquote, fed up with the way things are being handled in the country. Yeah, especially the other political party. They highlight every single mistake this current government does. Yeah. So we are in the year of election, and any things like this will go against you.
Yeah.
Okay. So if the sitting government is pretty much aware that people are fed up, why would he give the grounds to these people to inspire and pretty much stir the pot for people not to vote for them in the next coming election?
Yeah, I mean, like we were saying, if you don't feel threatened, then you shouldn't even worry about anything like this. Because if the true reason for hosting this convention was to inspire the youth, then why should you even be worried?
So that's what I'm saying. So they feel threatened and then they squashed it. So why the big deal, right? Why is it a big deal?
Even if this was about forming a new political party, they still have the right to do so.
Yeah. And they did not deny them the permit. They just said the very last minute, we have something else coming up. So sorry, we have to cancel the program.
You talked about the security agencies who issued this kind of
permits.
Yeah. For me, I feel that currently the state of our nation is what we call buga buga. You understand? I feel like I don't like your face. I don't like the way you smile to me.
Yeah.
Okay, you want this? Okay, take it. Last minute, I'll come and
take it away.
Like, prove to you that I'm the one in power.
Charge,
You understand? And I think that kind of approach. We are in the 20-something century. We should stop those games because things like this the image for me, it is about Ghana because we boast. We all boast Ghana. We are the cradle of Africa. We are the gateway to this and that. Is it the gateway?
Okay, so we're talking about image. Yeah, unbelievable. But the question now is, I believe we've all changed our minds at the 11th hour to something, whatever the scenario may be. So my question then again is, have you ever changed your mind at the 11th hour?
Many times.
So why doesn't the government have the same authority or whatever to change its mind at the very last minute?
Government, besides the fact that governments mess up, not necessarily Ghanaian government, but governments usually mess up with their decisions and all that. And they certainly have the right to change their mind about something if they genuinely feel, or if there is some intel or whatever, genuine concern.
But at this
about the
particular
whole
moment,
event.
you don't know if they had like any intel.
No, but
That's why they should have said it categorically that okay, of course they might not tell the world what the main reason is, but they can just say it due to some security concerns
So
or something.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but this
serious
is why they came and they said due to another party or whatever that has booked the grounds. There was like, I think there was like a
Okay, so how can somebody who booked it 1st?
It's not a flight
But
ticket.
it
But
is
you're
not a
looking
flight
through
ticket,
every people.
exactly.
Yeah.
But then again, like you said, national security. Maybe they do not need to come
Listen,
up with the real truth. If it's about national security,
You don't need to tell us the
they
truth.
always have to cover it
But
up with
tell us
something else.
something
It's a
that
good
would,
reason,
would actually convince us.
Yeah,
that,
but that's they
okay,
give you a reason. But I don't think at this particular time any reason would be good enough. For
give us the
masses.
reason and let's sit and debate among
But
ourselves.
they did give a reason, but nobody seemed to like the reason.
But yes, that
What-
it's
that
not
another
convincing
party
enough. I
has
think.
booked the grounds.
how can
How can you book the same grounds for two people at the
yes,
same
when
time?
you know I've given it to this guy on
For a
the
big event.
a big event on the 30th, yeah, and then you come and I actually that is the system we are in.
Yeah, but that is how we
I'm not
sell,
surprised.
But this is how we actually sell lands in Ghana.
Exactly,
Right?
that is the system we are in.
Right.
Somebody sells a house to you, the next 1 year you are ready to move in, you go, somebody's already there with their family.
I find it very unbelievable right now. I mean, you know this, so why are you so surprised at the government?
No, but sometimes you believe we are heading towards the right direction. Things are changing.
No, you don't believe that.
No, like
don't-
you
we're not
deceive
heading
yourself.
towards-
Like I deceive myself believing that things are changing or things will change.
Right.
It is the belief that kills us.
But this is why the
You know,
government doesn't want to
false
give you a false
hope.
belief. It wants to still be who it is. They keep lying to us.
I just
So don't you respect their honesty?
I just feel like
If you want me to respect your honesty, yeah, the moment he came or they came to book the place, tell them on this day we are going, or we are not giving it to you.
Right.
We know what you are coming to do. We know your intentions.
Yeah, but if they do it in the beginning, how is it supposed to paint you to the fullest?
That is why I said it's all about
it's
power.
all about power, exactly, right?
It's
So
all
if they
about
give it to you in
power.
the beginning, you save your money, you save all the embarrassment.
Yeah.
But if they do it at the very last minute, right? That is when you feel the full brunt of their power.
right. I just feel like after all that we are saying, I just feel like there is an iota of truth in the fact that maybe the government felt threatened.
Threatened, exactly.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the caliber of people who were invited, Julius Malema,
Yeah.
who is a no-nonsense Pan-Africanist, Dr. Arikana, who lost a job at the UN as the representative of Africa, recalled by AU because she was
Very
criticizing,
outspoken and
very
very
outspoken.
a bit critical.
You
of
have
us.
PLO Lumumba, who is no stranger to anyone who is serious in this world. So if you have these three people plus Dr. Arikana and the Peter Obi of Nigeria, if you have all these people assembled, you can be sure that the message they are going to send is going to reverberate around the world. And that is going to put a strong, even if they are not talking about Ghana government per se, but having those people at one place giving out speeches just to even motivate young people, the whole world is going to be focused on Ghana. And that is going to make it easier for people to delve or dig into what is happening in Ghana. And maybe that's a limelight the government didn't like. Not necessarily that they were afraid they were going to talk about the government performance, but the light that was going to be thrown onto Ghana was going to make it easier for information to be accessed.
Listen, when you listen to world politics, or you follow world politics, you will see what is going on. It's just politics. It's just the dirty game or the dirty side of politics. where they feel, listen, the caliber of people on that list or on that program, it will bring shock.
Yeah.
You understand? And serious attention, like he said, to the country or on the country. And I think the current government don't want it because already we are gradually getting closer to the day of election or rallies and political messages. You understand? So if, let's say, they allow this caliber of people speak, like I said earlier, yes, people will not change their mind like 6 months and I'm going to vote for the new force.
Right.
But then there will be a certain form of awakening.
Yeah.
And I think that is what they don't want.
Okay, so right or wrong, do you think canceling at the very last minute, was it wrong?
So far as we stand, no. For me, the reason that has been given is not satisfactory.
Yeah.
So based on that, I will say it was wrong to cancel it at the 11th hour.
Do you think it was wrong or right?
It was wrong, and it's not surprising.
Amazing.
Because we know the game we play, especially when it comes to African politics.
Right.
Now, I'm just asking the questions because, example, if you see a mosquito, about to give you a very nasty bite, what do you do?
Slap it.
You slap it.
Right.
What do you do?
Yeah, you feel threatened, so you
slap it. So in
Or
this
you let
case,
it bite and then you slap it.
so
You can.
That's your choice.
naturally, we always slap it before we get bitten.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
goal. So why is it in this case the government slapping this new force before it becomes a giant entity? Why is it wrong?
I think also maybe if I want to put some blame on the organizers, I also want to say that they can be blamed for not coming out clearly. Like we're saying, maybe it was too late. The man behind the mask message had been there for like 6 months or 5 months or something. I think that they could have gone gradually with it. So everything was kept in the dark until their representative deportation issue came in. And so I think when all these things were unfolding, the government already maybe they felt that they didn't have enough information about this guy and what he's trying to do. It wasn't clear enough. Are you a political
Solid
party?
case,
Are you
but again, why is the government wrong? If it's trying to squash something that it probably has intel,
right?
that based on what it started organizing, it might grow up to be a very big political contender.
I think government is wrong because our constitution allows for rallies, allows freedom
but they allowed
freedom
it.
of association,
But
freedom
they
of
allowed it.
association.
They did not ban it. In the last minute, they said sorry, something came up, so we got to cancel.
Listen.
Well, they did not say you prohibit it. Maybe you can book for another day. Maybe you can book a new.
Government can definitely
new
veto
round.
stuff, but you have to give it a reason that is satisfactory.
They give the reason, but you don't have to be satisfied with whatever the guy.
No, but for me,
we don't have to be satisfied, but we are not satisfied with the reason that was.
But does that make them wrong?
Let me
to
say this.
cancel it?
Let me say this. Government will do anything to protect what they think they have.
Yeah.
And no matter how.
No, the people. They take care of their people.
It wasn't necessarily about the people, we know, but let's say for the people, they have to do anything to protect the people.
Yes.
Yeah. But the truth is, if I have any advice, and I feel that to be able to put somebody's hands behind their back, you start somewhere. It should be a gradual process, and I think this new force, I don't know when they decided to form this, but I think it is close to, because for me, I feel because we are in election year, or we are about to start all these campaigns and stuff, it is a threat for the country, because then
you start to build all this tension
and then
people's minds.
Yes, so they have to. But this new force, whatever message they have, this should have started like years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 years ago, a year ago. Because then, now, even if they didn't start in Ghana, they could have started. This new guy could have gone to other countries with the same group of caliber of people, talk about stuff. Because there are certain countries that welcome people like that. You understand?
Yeah.
So had they started like that and got into Ghana, Ghana government would find it very difficult to stop them because they've done it. It's on their record that the message they have, we talk about the message that they have is not that harmful.
Yeah, actually, like that's what I was wanted to add, that if you listen to what Nana Bediako said, he's not interested in political positions or wherever. And if his intention was purely based on Ghana, I don't think he would have invited those other people, because those people are not Ghanaians. They have nothing to do with our politics.
Yeah.
So it looks to me that he generally wasn't, I don't know for sure, but from what I read, it wasn't, the motive was not to set up a political party or anything. I think maybe he wanted to create some kind of social change with a certain message. That's why he invited all those people. So even based on that understanding, I don't think that it was a threat to government.
I really do understand what both of you are talking about, but nobody's still answering my question.
Yeah.
Is government wrong or right?
Government did not stop them from doing what they have to do. It did not say it was illegal. It did not say it's prohibited or it's not in their right to do what they had to do. They just came out saying it has to be cancelled based on the fact that the grounds was already booked, or they have to. I forgot what clearly was in the statement. We might find it and put it up later, but it said something to that effect.
Well, at the end of
so
the day,
permit was issued, everything was pretty much okay. There was nothing like a misunderstanding or you can't or ban or stopped. So the question again is, did the government do anything really wrong?
I think
to some extent, yes,
because
but the explanation they've given, as much as we will not be satisfied or you are not satisfied with the explanation, they've given you an explanation.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, action has been taken to end or cancel the program.
Yeah.
So for me, it is on to the new force to go back on their planning board and then re-strategize. Make sure your message is clear. Pick a better venue where you will not be competed with, like you will not be in competition with anyone to come and take the venue last minute.
Right.
No matter where they go, the government will find them.
And I think also, it serves as a bad precedence, because not only that, usually countries fight for hosting of international conferences. This sends a bad signal that Ghana government can cancel any international event at any time.
I think any government has the right to cancel any event
they
at
do.
any time,
But
as
then,
long as it's a threat to national security. And they have more intel than we average people know.
Sure.
So that's what I'm saying. On these grounds, can you guys say to any extent that the government of Ghana did not have any grounds to stop or cancel this program?
With the reason they've given,
because it was legal, it was legit, and they give a reason.
They've given a reason.
You do not have to like the reason, but it's also in their right.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
cancel.
as much as I disagree with the action, they've given a reason. What can you do? This is the main reason why you cannot host it. Is it fair? Not really, but because of national security and blah 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 blah, you can decide, okay, it is not fair. It is not fair. It is fair. It is fair. There's a reason, whether you like it or not. But the main thing is, it's been cancelled.
I like that. So on a more personal note, sorry, let me throw that back to you. So if you were, let's say, if you were in the government, let's say you were the president, right, hypothetically speaking, would you let these guys go on with the program, knowing very well that, right, they will be like a very tough contender in the upcoming elections or in the near future? Would you let them go ahead?
If I were a government, I think before the event, I would want to know exactly what is going to happen there. I think that should have been the responsibility.
Nothing they did let you know. If they did let you know, would you still give them the green light?
If they didn't let me know, and it is no threat to like serious issues concerning the country, I would let it go on.
But you know in politics, so they're not gonna give you the real truth. They're gonna say they're gonna inspire the youth more, but as a politician, right, that it's not always when it's meant.
But if it's about politics, then the government don't have the right to try and sabotage or stop them, because our constitution allows it.
You have to rule by constitution.
I'll give you a typical example, like with the MPP, right? Just last year, Alan Chemantin, he decided not to be part of the MPP. He has formed his political party. He goes around campaigning.
Yeah.
Right? So he is more of a threat than I consider than this group of people, this new force, because this new force, according to their message, it is not yet a political
But a
party.
politician will tell you Alan's threat is a known threat, but Cheddar's threat is unknown. They are not sure what his intention is.
Logically, when you think about it, no matter how how forceful this new force is, they will not be able to win the election. This especially if they are allowed to be.
You never know.
No.
You never know.
I know my people.
The youth are really.
No, it is the youth we are talking about. I know my people. I know my people.
The youth are really angry with this MPP NDC thing.
Listen,
They're just looking for a third.
Listen, we are all Ghanaians here. We know our people.
It's so nice to sit back and just watch you guys.
No, but it's we know our people. You know, in Ghana they will go gwa. The time will come. How long have we been? There've been people, whether you doubt them or you believe in them. There've been other people who have come into our political scene, pleading, just try me, just try me. I'm better than these people. I've lived with them. I've done this with them. But we also,
okay. So a former or an ex-NPP chairman also made a comment saying, all these speakers we revere so much, Lumumba, what is
all the list, yeah.
And all these guys, it's like they've been speaking since Genesis, right? They've been having all these public speeches, and it's all about poetry, and it's like, quotations and everything. They really had no impact on the African continent. So what he's saying is, if this thing is cancelled, what did we really lose? Like, why is there so much brouhaha about the cancellation?
First,
does he have a point that probably this is why the government canceled it? Because it's like they're just gonna come and be saying the same thing they've been spewing for the past 30 years.
He's part of the government, right?
He's an ex-chairman.
Ex-chairman.
He used to be a chairman of the NPP.
All right. I think first of all, before I answer that question, I'd like to, on a trivial note, if he organized a program like that, all these people who are invited are supposed to be paid. Probably first-class tickets, probably put in a 5-star hotels. If he was organizing this thing and it was cancelled, then he should come and tell us the same message. That's the first thing. But the other thing too is, that's the problem we have with most African leaders and politicians. We always think that only the person who takes money out of his pocket or builds a school or whatever contributes to development. We never look at all the other aspects of all the other contributions that people make. Even I living here and sending money back home, they call it financial what?
Yeah.
Remittance.
Yeah.
I'm contributing to national development. So I think it's myopic to think that only those who get to serve in office, who at the end of the day steal money anyways. I don't have any evidence, but we see it. Only people like that are contributing. It's wrong to think that only people who actually serve in government are contributing to national development. There are people who contribute on the sidelines. And so I think, based on that, I think what he said, to me, doesn't make sense.
It doesn't wash. For me, it doesn't wash. I'll tell you the reason why. Somebody like him, who has been a national chairman, he goes on trips giving messages.
Yeah.
What kind of messages is he giving? Because simple things that government, even me, as a lay person, I can do to develop my country. They've not been able to do it, but yet they go around telling us the same. Oh, your road will fix it.
Right.
They talk about fixing our roads all the time. They talk about infrastructures. They talk about all this since time immemorial. Yeah, politicians have been talking like that. So what other new thing is he talking about?
But I think I think that's the new thing he's talking about. That they know how to use speed to manipulate the society. So this is why probably he's saying the same thing. These guys are going to come and still make the same speeches.
But
how is
he's
that
doing
going to
the same
affect any
thing.
change?
But he's doing the same thing.
But that's what he's saying. So what are they coming to give us that is so new that they've
not given?
platform?
Okay, so those people, the list, the caliber of people we mentioned with their speeches and stuff, those people have not been given the opportunity to implement the things they talk about. But somebody like him, who has been part of a government, has been given the opportunity to implement the things they promise and they talk about, and they've not been able to achieve it. You understand? You are part of a government that build a road within 2 days. There are portals like a graveyard. But yet you come and sit and then you try to defend it.
And the other aspect too is, even if you get a chance to serve in a political position, whatever, the development, whatever development you do, the money is not your personal money.
It's not for you.
The money is for the government. You come in and you use it to do something, which means that everyone or anyone can play that role as well. It's not your personal money. So if you're saying that people don't contribute making speeches, but by serving, even when you're as a political leader, you don't use your personal money. It's the money belongs to the government. So what are you talking about?
No, but
how much of his personal money has he used for any
But
development?
before you become a person or a president or something, you have to go around giving speeches. And then the country's coffers will be handed over to you, and then you get people who will help you to achieve some of the things you've talked about.
Yeah, right.
So all these people, they prevented them from having their speech. Let's give it to them, and let's see what they can also do. You understand? Because his political party in particular has been given the opportunity. What have they done? They still go on radio and they talk about things that 160 years ago.
Yeah, but they can tell you they're spending $300 million to fix the Tema motorway, right? So what are these speeches going to fix in Ghana?
I don't think.
No, what are these speeches going to
Okay,
fix? In the
so
country?
I'll tell you what the speech. Let's say the guy say, okay, I'm here to serve you. If you give me the opportunity and you give me, let's say, you give me the reins of government, I'll fix you.
Sorry, to fix that. We're not talking about Nana Bediakon, the guy. We're talking about the speakers, the people in the list.
Okay.
What contribution are they really gonna add or have on the
Okay, so I'll tell you the
youth.
contribution.
Yeah.
You talked about the youth. Yeah. The youth, because of social media, now the youth have seen that during a project, like the motorway project, it shouldn't take you 6 months. Because countries have proven in the world that it can take 3 months, it can take one month even to do such a project.
Yep.
If that kind of money is behind the project. So the youth know that most of these so-called politicians, they are liars. They are lying to us. If I hear you, let's say, mention one, Malema, and Malema says, listen, when you get this money, you can go to point A, point B, point C, and you can get the work done and not even spend half of that money, because point A and point B and point C are willing to do this and this and this for you. It's an education you've picked. So if I'm into politics or I have plans to be in politics, I'll listen to people like that. And then if I get opportunity, I will implement it.
And also, I don't think he even thought through it before saying that, because our politicians are used to saying just anything.
Anything.
He didn't even read the profiles of these people. If you take PLO Lumumba, he doesn't just go around the world making speeches. He has held positions and he has contributed a lot. Maybe not in Ghana because he's not Ghanaian. But if you go to Kenya, he was anti-corruption, whatever, for like 70 years. Whatever, the Kenyan Lawyers, whatever association bar, he was the leader for 10 years. So he's made his contribution. It's not like he's just walking
but
about
he's
making
made his
speeches.
contribution to his country, right? And this is what we would call in China Lawai, right?
Right.
So he's a foreigner in Ghana. So why not get somebody of Ghanaian descent to talk to the youth and empower them? Why bringing somebody from a different
That's why I'm
country?
saying
Because
that they-
traditions, culture, problems may not align with Kenyans.
They are
I think-
Africans.
yeah, the whole thing-
They are
I think-
Africans,
yeah,
first and
understand
foremost.
That was the
Yeah.
motive of the whole thing. It was an African, a continental-wide, Pan-African thing. That is why he assembled all those people. So it wasn't about Ghana per se. If he were about Ghana, he would have found many astute people within Ghana. But I think he wanted to, maybe Ghana was a starting point, and then they were going to go around the continent, inspiring.
But let's
black
not forget,
people.
this is not the first time PLO Lumumba has been to Ghana and made
Many
a speech,
times,
right?
yeah.
Many times. So that would say he's got a point by saying he comes, he makes speeches. If he gets paid, we never know, and then he leaves. So
course he
what
gets
is
paid.
going to change this time around?
For me, the only thing, it has happened. The only thing, if I have any advice I will give, is they should use it as a positive. You understand? Because now the attention they were looking for, yes, their wish was not to get it this way. But it has happened.
Yeah.
Use it. Use it, because now the government or people in power have proven that you guys are a threat. You understand? So pick the positive from it and then use it. That for me, that's what I would say. It's
All right. So both of you just agree that this man is not really in his right state of mind. Is that what you're saying? That whatever he said doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't think. I don't
Okay,
think
and
he
the
has a
government was
point.
also wrong in canceling the convention.
yeah, to some extent. Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this brings us to the end of today's episode. So, varying opinions. Personally, I only ask the questions. Over to you guys. Everybody's got an opinion of their own. So, from DLS Wave, we'll see you in the next episode.
Peace out.
Pizza.